1 point away. They had never beaten the #1 team in the country prior to this year, and the Tigers twice did it this season. Maybe they're a team of destiny. For the first time in 23 years, the Trinity Tigers will play for a national championship.
And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it, but I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. And hope when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you'll say it's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. I did it all. I hope you dance. My wish for you. I hope you dance. It's a climb. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Yeah, this is my wish.
Here at Trinity. Been here for centuries now. People call me Willie on the team because we also have Flynn here, or Sarah Flynn. I don't know, when I think of Trinity, I think of like a lot of ups and downs, I'd say, but so much like growth during that time that I honestly couldn't have asked for in any other experience. Like coming in as a first year, I think I was very hesitant to express myself and open up to other people. I definitely took volleyball and college way too seriously, and I think like that's the biggest thing that I've learned from not only my teammates but from the coaches and everyone here is that the goal is to have fun and the goal is to enjoy what you're doing, and it's not about how good you played or any of that stuff. It's about like the experience of being on a team, and I'm reminded of that literally every day with this insane group of ladies. Like everyone's crazy in an amazing way and so much fun to be around, and it just makes volleyball so much more fun. And then, you know, everything else is like secondary to the people that you meet through the program. So by far that's been my favorite thing. Like along with the coaching staff too, like all of the coaches are amazing. Brindle's gone, but well, during our time here, Brindle was like a really major part of Trinity volleyball and about like not only shaping my serve receive, but like shaping my grit, I feel like. And then Maggie, who I always looked up to so much as a player, being a captain, and then helping us with like the mental side of volleyball. I think she helped the most with that. And then she became our coach, which was just even better. And I'm so grateful to have like not only like such a close friend on the team and still involved, but also someone who like I feel like I can look up to so much. And then Brad, who always comes in with some wisdom when we need it and comes in with some roasts when we need it even more. Like the amount of times that Brad roasts me during practice is so good because they're always so funny. And sometimes I just need to like crack a laugh, and he's right there. Even though he hates fish, he's a great coach. Ashley Martinez, who, thank God for Ashley. She is amazing and has treated everyone on this team and is literally like a mom to all of us. Like we are little ducklings like following her. And then Daniel, who, Body by Daniel, he is so inspirational and wise, and I'm gonna miss him so much because I feel like he just wants to better every single person on the team. Coach is amazing, hysterical, and honestly you can tell the way that she sees the best in every single player and wants to get the best out of them. And I feel really grateful to have been recruited by her and to have had this opportunity to be with such an experienced coach, but also someone who cares so deeply about volleyball and about everyone who's on the team. The thing that I was probably the most scared about coming to Trinity was like, you know, you're comfortable in high school and you're with your family, you're with everything that is familiar to you, like your whole world. And so coming into like not knowing what is gonna go on and what you're gonna major in and like what your roommates are gonna be like, what your team's gonna be like all of that uncertainty, I think. But if I were to tell my past self, I'd be like, just accept the ride, accept the journey, and like don't resist it for a second because it goes by so fast. So I did my little thank yous to all the coaching staff, but I feel like I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but the people that I've met along the way have completely made this experience everything that it is. Coming in, we had a group of 7 of us. We had Tyler, Emily, Emma, Flynn, me, and Lexi, and all of us have had the funniest memories, the best memories, and have been with each other through it all, and they have 100% made my Trinity experience. So thank you to all of them, and thank you to Emily and Flynn for coming back for a 5th year, and I'm glad we can be in it together because it literally like has been the best experience. I want to thank my mom for always being like unconditionally loving me, and I feel like I can always talk to her about anything if I ever need it, no matter how weird or big it feels to me. I want to thank my brother, my twin brother Jason, even though he only came to 1 game in 5 years at Trinity, and my dad, Bucky, who I think used to feel more like a parent, and now it feels like I'm parenting him sometimes. But also that he is my 100% biggest supporter. Sometimes I just feel like so immensely grateful for everything that he's done for me every step of the way. He's been here arguably too much. Every single weekend he demands that he comes, and I would like to have it no other way. Like, he is amazing, and I love hearing his little water bottle and him shaking the bleachers, and everyone's like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, oh, that's my dad. But also that's my dad, and I love to have that support. So yeah.
Any parting thoughts?
Bye.
at Trinity. When I think of Trinity volleyball, I always think of the people. Ever since my freshman year here, the people have been what's motivated me most, whether that's my teammates, coaches, Daniel, my strength coach, or Ashley, the trainer. Everyone here has made my experience what it is. I wouldn't trade anything that's happened here for anything else. So I'm very happy to be at Trinity and be a Trinity volleyball player. Something I'll always appreciate when I look down my path in my life. So something that was a big challenge for me, I rolled my ankle my senior year, and that was supposed to be my last year, but I'm still here, and it's because of that. And while that was really hard for me, I was able to overcome those hurdles and those roadblocks, and I mean, that comes back to the people as well, but if I hadn't injured myself, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have met all 8 freshmen that are here, and all 8 of them are lovely, lovely people. I'm so glad, in a sense, that I injured myself, because I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have 8 new friends. And at the same time, the people that are still here, I'm so grateful for them too, because I've been able to develop and strengthen my relationship with a lot of them as well. One of my biggest fears, I think, kind of a lot of people going into college, is like fitting in, right? Because in high school, it's kind of easy to hide. Like, you don't really have to find a clique if you don't want to. You can just kind of be on your own and, you know, have a few friends and just hide under all the craziness. But coming to college, one of my biggest worries was fitting in. But I think that immediately when I got here, I was like, everyone here is just like me. Like, I could tell this is where I belonged. And that was such a great feeling. Another worry was just, I've been on teams in the past where people hate each other. You don't know what to expect, so it's just kind of a little scared about, does everyone like each other? Like, is the team culture good? And so, hands down, every year the team gets better and better, and not just skill-wise, but our culture. Every year, every single year, it becomes better and better, and the foundation that we've built is just so solid. So I had nothing to worry about in the end. To my parents, I think it's kind of hard to put into words how grateful I am for them. I mean, you guys all know my dad and how obsessed he is and how dedicated he is to me. And I mean, he was the same way with my sister, but when my sister stopped playing, it was only me, right? So he became super, super dedicated to me, and I am so, so grateful for that. He does not miss my games, and so every game, you know, I'm like, where is he sitting? Like, where is he? I always try to find him. And so during COVID, it was hard. I remember like the first game when our parents weren't there and the fatheads were sitting in the stands, I just started bawling because it's hard not to have them there. The same thing goes for my mom too. She's always been super supportive. And I can't thank them both enough for all the car trips and, you know, the plane trips that they've had to take to see me play, and, you know, splitting up when my sister was playing soccer, and how dedicated they were to both of us. It's insane to me. And I love them so much. I think they are the best parents in the world. So I owe them everything, and I can't wait to give that to them when I get a job and I'm able to start, you know, giving back in a different way. But I love them very much. 2 other people I'd also like to thank would be Daniel Martinez, the strength coach, for keeping me swole, Body by Daniel, but also always giving us wisdom and kind of keeping us on the right track mentally. And also Ashley Martinez, because, you know, senior year, I went, like I said earlier, I went through it, and I would not have a working body without Ashley. And I would not be here without her. So I'm super, super thankful. I think the things I'll miss the most are the small things. Locker room, everyone talking to each other, laughing, the smaller memories, you know, getting on planes together, traveling together, you know, staying in hotel rooms. I'm gonna miss the people so much. And Julie Jenkins, where do I start with her? That woman, like, without her, I would not be playing volleyball. I would not have gone to college without Julie Jenkins and played volleyball. So she has pushed me not only as an athlete, but as a human being. I've grown so much because of her, and I appreciate her and I love her more than I can put into words. I'd also like to thank Brad and Maggie and Brindle as well, even though she's not here anymore. Brindle truly pushed me. She told me there's no reason to not be confident in yourself, and she pushed me and supported me in ways that I didn't know I needed. Brad, he will roast you, and it's always warranted. It's always right, and it's always gonna push you in the right direction. And you know, he has great dad jokes, super funny, and he's always there to lighten the mood if we need that. But he's also there to keep us focused, and we all appreciate him for that. And Maggie, I mean, she went from being a teammate to my best friend to a coach. I love her as well so much, like I love everyone else here just as much, but super thankful to her as well. So, bye.
My name is Flynn, aka Sarah Flynn, but don't call me Sarah. This is my 5th year, been here forever. I am technically a grandma, but young at heart, you know? Can't even see the wrinkles too. So. Coming to Texas was, I had kind of had a mental block about Texas. I had a big front against it, but coming here, very far away from home, away from my friends, away from my family. I was very scared, but I learned pretty fast that there's a whole new family here, and Texas now just feels like home, and the thought of leaving it pretty soon is pretty heart-wrenching, but I'm just so grateful for the experience that I've had. I've learned to lean on my teammates a lot. We are all here. Everyone is just so loving and supportive, and you know, everybody kind of goes through the same struggle. The lows are very low and the highs are very high, and we're all going through it together. You can find a lot of similarity in our experiences, but also our differences kind of make us the perfect candidates for being each other's main supporters. You know, we kind of complete ourselves in the end. And thank you to Julie Jenkins for the amazing recruiting job that she's done, because I feel like every single teammate that I've had past 5 years have just kind of made this experience the way that it is, and I wouldn't want it any other way. One of the challenges that I had freshman year, I had a very big and fragile ego, and that was promptly crushed as soon as I came to Trinity. And I needed to be humbled. I think that I wouldn't be the athlete that I am today without that humbling experience, and it's helped me grow my own confidence for myself and find that within myself, but that doesn't mean that I found that alone. I found that with the passionate support from my coaches, the love and support from my teammates. You know, confidence is something that us female athletes really have to face, and it's something that we really have to overcome, and I think that I've really overcome it, and it's shaped me as an athlete but also as a person, and I'm confident leaving the program and knowing that's a big lesson that I learned through Trinity, and I'm so grateful for that experience, and I wouldn't have it any other way. My parents, they are insane. I thought I was never going to see them again when I came to Texas, but they have come every single game. They have been so supportive and have really sacrificed a lot, making time to come watch me play, switching off every weekend or both coming together. and just being there to support me when I'm going through it. They're always there to listen to me, and when I achieve something really big, they're always cheering me on. My dad just sits there in his little vest with his legs crossed, and I look over and I'm like, he's so proud of me. I am just so thankful for everything that they've done, and without them, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been able to go to college. I wouldn't have been able to been a student athlete. All the years of driving me to practice 2 hours away in club, and now flying 5-hour flights all the way down, and they are just in it for the long haul, and I just can't believe that they have been able to support me the way that they have been these past 5 years. It's been amazing, and I love you guys so much. I would first like to thank Brindle. She isn't here anymore, but she has some freaking grit. Like, she is just so intense, and honestly, I feel like I'm more lackadaisical when I play, but she really brings the fire out of me. It's pretty special to have a teammate that you looked up to so much become one of your coaches. You know, she is just a very trusting and caring person, and I feel like I can tell her anything. And now that she's a coach, that's probably tell her too much, but she is just always there for me and always knows the right thing to say, and laughs at my jokes and just makes me feel so loved and supported. I would like to thank Daniel. He is so attentive to making us become the strongest that we can be, not only mentally, but also physically. He cares so much about us as athletes. Thank you to Brad. As I said before, you are such a meme. You always know how to make us laugh. You get roasted probably as much as I do, and I respect you for it. You know how to give us such inspirational talks to the point of making us cry before games, but also know how to make us laugh. And you're such an amazing coach, and the coaching staff wouldn't be the same without you, and I'm very thankful for everything you've done for this program. The last person that I'd like to thank is JJ. She is so passionate about this game. It is so inspiring. She lights a flame under our asses and holds our hand and walks us through the toughest of times. She can be so hard on you, but also you know that that is out of so much love and respect for you as an athlete, because she wants you to be the best version of yourself. And she is the foundation of this program, and I hope that lady never retires. She is such an icon, and without her, none of this could have happened. She's really made this experience very special for all of us. Yeah, she's honestly the best coach that I've ever had, and I ever will. And I wouldn't have it any other way, ending my career with her as my coach. Love you, JJ.
Parting thoughts?
Welcome to Disney Channel.
A very important message from the Sarahs.
We have decided who we're gonna will down the Crump Sarah.
This goes to someone who has unhinged behavior, such like us. And we are relying on her to carry a big weight.
It's
and
hard.
The person that we are willing this down to is Maddie.
Maddie Faye.
Maddie, we love you, and you are so unhinged, and we believe in you to carry on this.
You can do it, Maddie.
This legacy,
That's my baby.
and we love you.
So, my favorite memory, actually this is not my favorite memory, but my funniest memory is when I had a botfly in my head. And that was last year, and I came back from Belize and got a little phone call, and my boyfriend at the time told me that his dad had a botfly in his head, and I knew at that point that I had one in my head. And then Ashley and Mark had to extract said botfly from my head. And it was like a literal botfly larva. And if it hadn't been taken out, it would have flown out of my head, which is horrifying. I had to wear a little head wrap. I looked ridiculous. Also, Flynn peed in a cup. That was one of my funniest memories, for sure. We were in the van and she peed in a cup. I think I'll just like leave it at that. I think. Flynn peed in a cup.
One of the funniest things that has happened in my time here at Trinity, and specifically Trinity Volleyball, was, I believe it was my freshman year, and we were traveling to the University of Dallas, and Coach was driving a van, and I was a freshman, okay? And when you're a freshman, you don't know to avoid Coach's van. You don't know, because Coach is a little bit of a scary driver. So I got in her van, and I believe Maggie was sitting right next to me. And it's kind of dark, whatever, and we're driving to the hotel, and Coach turns down the service road going the wrong direction. And none of us really want to say anything, because we're like, oh no, like we're gonna die, like this can't be good. And so Coach realizes pretty fast, right? Because how do you not? And I vividly remember the median in between where she needed to be and where she was like a curve and had grass in the middle, right? So it was kind of wide. I would say it's like 3 or 4 feet wide. And Coach just pulls it to the left and pulls over this median, does a full U-turn. And all of us in the van are like we're like, what is going on? And we turn around and we're fine, and Coach is like, that never happened. And we're like, that never happened. And me and Maggie were crying, laughing. Like, that is something I will never forget, and I will never ride in Coach's van again, so.
The funniest thing is that I'm coming back for a 6th year. You can't get rid of me. Honestly, it's hard to think of the funniest things. I feel like, and the most embarrassing things, I feel like I embarrass myself every day, and it's part of it. Way back freshman year when I had a UTI. I've had a lot of bladder issues. This isn't even me peeing in a cup. That was very recent. But back freshman year, at the beginning of my bladder experiences, I had a really bad UTI, and I was a freshman, and I was so scared, and I was in Coach's van. First red flag. I really had to go pee, because you gotta go pee every like 5 minutes, and so I kept asking to go to the bathroom, and she was like, no, no, no. And finally, I lean over, I'm pretty sure I told Maggie, and I lean over, I was like, I literally have a UTI. I feel like I'm going to die. So we finally pulled over. I get to go to the bathroom, and then we take a team journey to Walgreens, and a glorious meme of Brad arose from our trip to Walgreens, of him on the phone standing under the Walgreens sign. That was pretty funny. Brad is very meme-worthy. I don't know what about it. He also hates fish, and you know, that's something that I've had to overcome. Being able to look at him every day and knowing that how much he hates fish is just really hard for me, and I'll always have a vendetta against him. Bradley. No.